We're back.
Back, baby.
It's 2026. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Welcome to AI year number 2, probably.
Why'd you have to? Oh, no. Are we even
Starting
real?
off with a great outlook on things.
Joke's on you. I've just got AI making this for me now.
Yeah. I'm in
Well,
bed.
I mean, to be fair, it probably isn't that much worse off than what we do, so, couldn't be that bad.
Hey, we're better than AI.
We are
I said
okay.
I didn't say it could be that
Yeah.
much worse.
Yeah.
We are better. I didn't say
We're
how
at least
much.
10% better than AI slop. Come on.
Well, everybody, it is episode 221 as we're breaking in this new year. My name is Adam, a.k.a. CS Radical, joined as always, Kaylan, a.k.a. Catastrophe, Chris, a.k.a. Jin and Chris, and it is the 3rd annual PixelPlay Awards.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Jeff
My microphone
Keighley,
picks up
take
the
a
drums?
back seat. We're going to actually do this right. Not that they did the awards part wrong, really. It was the
And
last
by right,
trailer.
you mean from the hip and without any planning?
Which, by the way...
No, 0 announcements too, guys. We're not going to disappoint
Yeah.
with announcements.
Our
There
one
are
last
none.
thing is just us signing off, and that's it.
Don't give that away. We need them to stick around.
As a side note, it's really funny that Highguard has completely vanished since the Game Awards. Who knew? Who knew that a game was universally not received well?
Wait, did it come
Shut
out?
the fuck up.
It's supposed to come out this month.
It's coming out this month. We have not heard anything otherwise. It sounds like they're keeping their mouth shut because they know no one's going to play it. I will be stunned if that game comes out when it was supposed to. I think they're delaying this and they're going to try to somewhat PR it back.
I mean, it worked for
won't.
Concord.
And look, it's not to say that the game is going to be bad, but when you, and let's be real, when you put a bunch of money in front of Jeff Keighley to put your game front and center, you made yourself front and center. And I don't know if you've realized this, hero shooters are not as popular as they used to be, and also carry a bit of a stink to them right now.
Yeah. They should add more microtransactions and open world elements.
So nuanced and
They should have just said they
revolutionary.
were like the whole game's generated by AI. It probably would have been better off.
I mean, this may be the one circumstance. I don't know. Yeah.
But alas, it is our 3rd year doing the award show. We will get to those in a second. But, it's been a couple of weeks.
It has been.
I mean, you wouldn't have known that from, at least we had some content flowing through, mostly shorts. But,
It's a drip feed.
we tried. I thought about streaming maybe once during the New Year's week and then went, nah. I
On
don't want to do
vacation.
that right now.
Adam's on vacation.
I mean, we were.
We were all on vacation.
So we had the chance to play some stuff. Now, I'll start off because I haven't. Because my backlog's dead, so I had nothing.
I just imagine Adam sitting quietly in his room with his hands on his lap, just looking at the wall and being like, I don't know what to do.
I just watched a bunch of anime and just caught up on podcasts and shit, right? Like that's what I did.
If I give you some of my backlog, can you finish
No.
it for me?
Don't outsource your backlog, Jen and Chris.
You know
I'm
what?
gonna have to.
I'm gonna even go a step further. You know what I did? I didn't play games. I started getting healthier. That's what I've done. I've started.
Why would you wanna
touching
do that?
Well, I shouldn't say I touched grass. It's fucking winter. I hate outside in
Yeah.
the wintertime. I didn't touch shit. But I'm actually taking better care of myself now, and it's probably helping because I don't have a Trails game for about 2 more weeks that are going to keep me busy for like a month.
I feel like Trails releases have increased substantially since I joined this podcast. Like,
Well, yeah, now that localization hasn't become a gigantic pain in the ass, yeah, actually.
No, it's the influence we have. We've really been bringing up.
Yeah,
the,
that's-
the
I
stock,
think
and they're
it's-
like,
it's
yeah.
Your, my influence, I'll have. Thank you.
You know, it's
very
a team
much.
effort. There's no I in team, Adam.
yeah, honestly, we're all here for the Trails.
But there's an I in Trails.
The JRPG King comes and says, "You know what? I say make
What
less." And they're like,
JRPG
"Sure."
King? You lost.
Also, I've played
To a
Trails.
Trails question, I might add.
And that's why they're like, "We need to make more. We need to get him somehow." They're casting a wide net.
All of these could be factually true. Like, we don't necessarily not know them.
It took at least like 15 or 16 Final Fantasies to get Kaylan to play one of those.
And what a
Literally.
great job that it did.
I liked it better than 15, I guess.
It was our best shot. We thought, look, it's the Final Fantasy game that we hate the most. Surely this has a shot with Kaylan.
It just no one enjoyed it.
But no, like I've mostly either just been playing like old stuff or like obviously like Chris and a bunch of our friends, we've been playing the new Killing Floor game a little bit here and there.
Which is great.
But like, yeah, I mean, it's just like I know a lot of people are reviewing it not that well, and I'm sure there's something to do with like, you know, the microtransactions that are in it, or the season pass stuff, or the fact that it launched with a few less features than what the last one had, or obviously it's not a finished game. It's probably more in early access, but to us, it's just like, look, we paid like $20-ish bucks, and we're using this like as a once a week thing to go stomp some zombies. We're pretty happy with it.
Yeah, I actually really like it. It feels like an upgrade to me from 2. So
yeah, there's a lot to like about it, but I mean, it really depends on what you're there for. If you're there to play it like a lot, yeah, it's probably not going to be the best thing for you. But we play it like for 2 hours a week at most, so
Yeah.
I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I honestly straight up have nothing. Like
Wow.
for 2 weeks,
Wow.
I basically have not played anything new.
This is not what I was expecting.
Not
I
for
played
lack
more
of
video games
trying.
than you, and I had 2 kids at home with me.
Well, what did
So-
you play, Kaylan?
Well, funny you should ask.
Yeah, let's let somebody who's actually play games, like, you know, the father that clearly has all that time.
You know, that's what you go to grandma and grandpa's, you drop them off there, and they're like,
Right?
cool, I'm gonna go play video
I
games.
wait, I shouldn't say right. I have no idea. I don't have kids.
You just assume.
Right? I assume, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll start off first with what I beat. So I beat Donkey Kong Bonanza. We'll talk about it later. No, you know, hinting at what's coming up, but I don't know. This game was kind of, I don't get what the hype is on this game. Like, people are talking about being like one of the greatest platformers of all time, you know, maybe second only to Mario Odyssey, blah, blah, blah. I don't get it. I think
So what you're saying is it definitely shouldn't have gotten a Game of the Year nominee, but it
Oh,
got a Nintendo,
absolutely
no.
not.
got the
Not
Nintendo
even
vote.
close.
No, like I don't even think it's a great platformer, right? Like there's not a lot of platforming. It's just a lot of climbing, right? Like there's very little traversal, and I find most of the time I'm just digging holes, and the game doesn't hold up very well when you're digging. Like it's got like a weird camera angle, like you kind of see through the level. It's kind of weird. I also found that the story wasn't compelling. Like I didn't really care. I didn't like Void Kong as a villain. I thought he was just annoying. Only for there to be like a twist at the end that like I was much more interested in, and I kind of wish that was the game.
Same. That's how I feel.
Not going to spoil anything there, but like I was like, oh, this would have been much better if this was like the focus. Like I felt Void Kong was interesting, and you just fight the same 2 henchmen the whole time, and they keep coming back, and it's like, I just beat you. How did you lap me again? Like it was kind of weird. A lot of the boss fights weren't super memorable, like very forgetful. The game was not challenging until the very end. Like the last boss is just what the hell? Like it becomes like a Dark Souls boss.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. I didn't find it compelling. I think like it's not a good looking game either. I find like the art choice that they went with, like it's not bad in terms of how it's built or designed. Like it's animated well, but like the artistic choice, I felt it was very jarring, like very like obtruse. Like it's very intense on your face, and like
It's very
I didn't
loud.
really like very loud. Thank you. That's the way to put it. It was very
It
loud.
doesn't help too with like the amount of gameplay footage they've seen where the camera just really doesn't do it any favors.
The camera angle doesn't, like, it's only when it's digging that the camera angle is kind of like weird, but I just find like it's just very like too vibrant, that I just never was able to get to a point where I liked, like Donkey Kong always looked orange to me, and I had to change his fur to black just so it looked somewhat appealing. And I just found it like way too long. Like the game has a couple good ideas, but it's just, I kept playing, I'm like, it's still not over. It's still not over. Like it overstays its welcome. And so for me, like, it doesn't do anything bad. It is not a bad game. It is a Nintendo game, so it has that certain level of polish, quality, whatever. It's there, but it is not anything memorable. And I think I went in with a lot of hype from reviewers and influencers and all that stuff, only to kind of be like, this is average. And so for me, I'd put Donkey Kong Bonanza at like a 3 out of 6 on our scale. So if you're not interested in it, I don't think it's going to sell you. But if you're interested, if you like these kind of games, certainly it's functional, and you know you're going to enjoy it. I don't know, Chris, if that's, you kind of like feel the same way, or if I'm being too hard on it.
No, I was very similar. I think for me, the part at the end, which again I won't spoil, from that twist to the very end, I loved that last, I don't know, hour or whatever it is of the game. That last hour I thought was like Nintendo perfection.
Yes.
And it kind of also ruined the rest of the game or anything I would have enjoyed, because it's like, why wasn't it this the whole time?
Or
like,
sooner.
Or sooner. Like, was it like did they change this during development? Because they were like, oh, this isn't testing well. Maybe we should, do this. And, oh, yeah, we'll throw it in as a twist. But it's like, why did you do like 15 hours of this and then 1 hour of this, Like, yeah, that's the part that really got to me, because I love that last hour. I would replay that last hour, anytime. But
and like I like the villains, but like even the henchmen just get better, because like you're fighting these gold things, and I feel like it's always the same. Like you're just fighting the same thing throughout the whole game, and at the end you're like, oh man, like this is much better. And it was like, I wish they just made a mistake in that sense.
Yeah, they made a huge mistake. The whole game should have been. If the whole game was that last hour, I would have given it probably a 6 out of 6.
Yeah.
Easily. But yeah, I agree with you. It's like a 3 out of 6 when you have to factor in the first 15 hours or whatever.
I didn't even use a lot of the bonanzas. Like I barely used the zebra. I never used the snake unless they needed me to. Like I felt like I was just using 2, maybe 3 bonanzas, and like I didn't feel like I had to use them at all in the game other than like once or twice. So I felt like there was a lot of time building and getting and upgrading those, and I just didn't need them.
No.
So
unless the story demanded it or the platforming demanded it.
Yeah.
Almost never.
Yeah. So I played that. Beat that. I've played. I started Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, and I've come to a realization with Hideo Kojima. Hideo Kojima is the George Lucas of video games.
Oh yeah.
Hear me out. The guy has awesome ideas. He's got cool ideas. He's got great gameplay ideas. The man cannot write a story to save his life. Like, it is so cringy. It is so bad that, like, man, Kojima, you need to get yourself a writer. Like, tell him what your idea is, and then get, like, Lawrence Kasdan to write it for you. Like, you can't write it yourself. This is how we get, like, the Clone Wars level of writing. So...
that's so accurate. This is so accurate. It's insane.
I'm liking Delta. I'm liking Snake Eater. I've just gotten to the part where I just defeated Pain, which once again, what a stupid idea. Like, okay, whatever. Ocelot's a total tool in this game. Like, what the hell? Like, and it's just so dramatic. He's like sitting there for like 5 minutes just spinning his guns, and I'm just like, just Indiana Jones this guy and just boom, shoot him and just walk away. Like, and the dialogue's so bad, everything's just like, huh? What do you mean? It's like,
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear. Huh? So you're saying it's a Cuban thing? It's like, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. And if ever a woman shows up in this game, oh my God.
What do you mean? She has to be in a bikini because she has to breathe through her skin.
Of course. Like, Jesus Christ, Hideo. Like,
very
once again,
I have a small side thing for when you're done about this game.
Like the man just needs to write it just to have his own anime, just so he can be like, all right, here's where I finally get to shine. Here's all the half-naked women I've been dreaming about today.
No, here's what you need to do with Hideo. You just be like, here's a cool game, thank you. Now here, you go write the script over in the corner, and you just take that game and you just go write your own script.
You do the whole like Family Guy making fun of the BLC. Oh, that's a great idea, Hideo. Let's put it right there on the fridge.
Yeah. Right there. So like, I'm liking the gameplay. Like, it's awesome, but the story. Like, the story is the worst part of this game. And to be fair,
it's funny because to me it's the polar opposite. I couldn't get into the gameplay near as much, and I just love the story because it's so fucking stupid.
It's so fucking stupid. I agree with you on that.
Yeah. Do you guys know the thing that came out about the game last year about the girl? Is her name Eve in the game?
Which are we talking? Are we talking about the one that I made fun of from 5? Or are we talking about? Like,
no, there is another
Delta.
girl in a bikini in this one who's like,
Eve,
and she like literally strips naked like as soon as she meets him. It's like, oh my
immediately,
God.
Do you know who she's voiced by?
No.
So in the credits, it's some random name that people were like, who is this person? Because other than this game, that voice actor's name has never appeared anywhere. And it's because it's Jodie Benson, who's the voice of Ariel from The Little Mermaid. And in order to do this, she didn't want to ruin her Disney rep. So she put a fake name. So it's Ariel from The Little Mermaid playing the bikini sexed up agent.
I did hear about that story. Yeah,
yeah, it's like and it only came out like as this remaster was coming out or remake was coming out. They did interviews with her, and she's like, "Okay, yeah, it's me." And it's like, wait, what? You kept that a secret for like how long? 20 years? Like, jeez. Yeah.
Also, the acting is so bad in this game. Like, I don't get, like...
Has it ever really been that good?
Well, here's my
No,
thing,
not
because,
even.
like, I got into Metal Gear right around, like... I played 4. We don't talk about 4, because that was a bad place to get into. But,
Yes.
long and short, I remember when they, like, for Phantom Pain, and what was the other one? Ground
Zero?
Zeroes,
Yeah,
yeah.
where, like, they got rid of, like, David Hayter and put in Kiefer Sutherland, and everyone's like, what the hell? I'm like... Honestly, kind of see it. Like,
That's what ruined it, because it stopped being dumb. Now they were trying to be serious, and I'm like, no, that makes it worse.
I just like he's not a good voice actor. It's like, huh? What do you mean? It's like there's no emotion. There's no like. It literally sounds like he was
And
just
he
giving
hasn't
a things.
sung a cover of How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
I'm just saying.
By the way,
I, like,
no one knows about that. David Hayter, and I can't remember the other actor's name that does. I think it's Liquid. They did a version of "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch" together, and it was fucking fantastic.
Oh, they did that? Oh, jeez. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Okay. So yeah, I'm still playing my way through that. I like it. But just I still stand by the fact that Splinter Cell is the better of the Metal Gear versus Splinter Cell's.
It does have the serious tone.
That's not the same. They're not in the same ballpark.
They
They're not even
are.
playing the same sport, Kaylan.
They are. It was funny because I was like talking to Jen about this, and I'm like, yeah, so the kind of way I could like just because she was like asking what the hell I was playing, and I'm like, imagine if Tom Clancy and G.I. Joe had a baby, and that's what this is.
But like the Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh,
like,
100%, where it's
Yeah.
like, hey, this is a deep, gritty, geopolitical Cuban Missile Crisis, but also bees.
Yeah, and that's a bad guy. He controls bees. Like, what? Can you shoot him? Oh, yeah, bullets.
It's hornets.
I'm sorry.
You shoot a bullet, it just, the hornets deflect it? Like, I don't understand.
And like Ocelot's out here in the field just meowing like a cat. It's like, Jesus, what the hell?
See,
Because Metal
you
Gear.
just failed to understand his genius.
Oh, I failed at something.
Yeah, they're fun. Like, I think the games are really fun. I do enjoy the stories, but it's not because they're good. It's because they're wacky.
It's
It's the
because
same
they're
reason-
stealth games being they're anime that's being with like a mirage of a stealth game.
Yeah.
I swear to God, of all the game franchises that have not got an anime yet, how is Metal Gear Solid that?
That is true. 100% that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still playing through that, liking it. I'll report back when that's done. And then lastly, I first borrowed it from the library to play it with my kid and loved it and bought it over the Christmas break because it was on sale on the Nintendo eShop, is Lego Party. So I don't know if you guys have heard this. This is basically just a ripoff of Mario Party, but with Lego. And this game is fantastic. Like, I remember playing Mario Party a year or two ago, and I was like, man, this doesn't hit the same way. Like, there's a lot of bullshit now in the like Mario Party games where it's like you get partners, you get clones, not everyone has the same dice. It feels very unfair. Whereas I find Lego Party is, I think, my preferred Mario, like my party game right now. Simply because I find it is a little bit more fair. You have a little bit more agency in what you do. There are like one-time power-ups that you can use, but there's no like nothing. There's no RPG elements that make one character better than the other or whatever. It feels very much just like a level game. The games are pretty quick. We can usually finish one in about 45 minutes or so. And like you get gold bricks a lot faster, which are basically just stars. You can get them a lot faster. Like I can get 4 or 5 in a game that's 45 minutes. And there's a lot more like interaction. So with the games, like you can see here, if you're watching the video, you can actually pick which game you want to play as a team. So like you can select it, and there's a random one if you don't like any of the option ones. So whichever one gets the most votes is the one that you guys play. So I really like it. I think it's really good. It has 4 maps right now that have some customizability as you play it. And it seems as though the more you play a level, like the more features gets added to it. So you can have more selection, more choices, more options. The levels seem more dynamic. The other thing I like is that the game actually has hosts. So there's like people who are talking, and it's a lot of this like repetitive kind of voice acting, but it's not that typical Mario Party just like wah, 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 where you have to read it. Like there's actually people who are talking, which kind of makes it a little bit more feel like a game show. So with the exception of a couple mini games that are kind of lame, I find the mini games are a lot of fun. Like there's one that's just really weird where it's just like you're answering trivia about famous art that's made out of Lego. It really is kind of lame, but aside from that, like that's the only one that's been like a very like really much a dud. But yeah, otherwise, I thoroughly recommend the game. I really like it. I find it's a lot more fast-paced than Mario Party. My kids love it. Totally recommend it if you're looking for like a family party game.
Yeah, it actually looks pretty fun. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that there's been a recent run of like games like these starting to come out again, which is good because it's nice to have options that, aren't gated behind a single console. So
Yeah.
And it's also
100%.
like cheaper. Like I think I got it for like $40 off the eShop.
well, that's because it's not a Nintendo first party
what
game.
I'm
Of
saying,
course, it's
like-
going to be cheaper.
Considering there's only 4 maps, so I'm like, oh, it's kind of like a bare bones game. But it's not like $90 like it would be with Mario Party. So, and I'm hoping that there's gonna be DLC with more levels because I really kind of like that.
Nice.
Chris, what have you been playing?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot. I'm not going to talk about all of it because it would be just too much for the podcast, to be honest. But I have been playing Tales of Arise on the PlayStation 5. I've been playing, how the heck do you call this? Pokemon Brilliant Diamond on the Switch. It's the remake of Pokemon Diamond.
Yeah, I think it's Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, I think it is.
Yeah. So I got the Brilliant Diamond one. Kaylan, you'd really like that one, honestly, I think, because you had played Let's Go
Yes.
Pikachu or whatever, and you were like, I would love just them to have like a new art style like this, but it just plays like the original game without all the Let's Go.
Yeah.
That's what this is. It's just a remake of the game. The graphics are like Adam, is it Chibi? Is that what it's called? Like the
Like,
Chibi
mini,
characters?
yeah.
So it's all the like mini characters where they're like really tiny on the map and everything until you go in the battles and everybody's full size. But other than that, like the slightly different art style, it's just the same game. Like it's Diamond and Pearl from, I think that was the DS, maybe 3D. No, not 3DS. I think that was the DS. I can't remember. But either way, it was. It's a bit of an older one. They remade it. It's a lot of fun. If you're looking for like the traditional Pokemon game, but with like more modern graphics and not having to worry about the getting an old system and all that. It's great. It's still like $80. I did find it on sale. Luckily, it was like 30% off, which is like the max you'll ever get a Nintendo first party off. But it is actually pretty good. I'm still playing it though, so it's gonna take a while. But it's hitting all those Pokemon vibes. The game though that I probably played the most, and the one I'll talk about the most right now, not too long or anything, is I played the game that's just a huge meme right now, which is that Mega Bonk game.
Oh,
Have you guys heard of that? Yeah. It is Vampire Survivors, but 3-dimensional, and obviously a few different things. Like there are chests on the ground that you use gold to open. Every time you open a chest, they get more expensive each and every time. There's shrines that you get a free item if you stand near them long enough. So a little timer kind of goes off, and you have to stand there, but there's like hordes and waves of enemies coming at you the entire time. You'll find those like Easter Island heads like randomly on the map. If you talk to them, you get a free item as well. And yeah, the game is so addicting. It is stupid. Like, holy crap. You have to unlock everything. Even the weapons, the items, and tomes you get are all like, you get your base ones to start. But as you do certain things in game, you unlock more. You'll be in the first level. That's the forest, the one you're seeing on the screen here. And you'll see this bush with like a sniper rifle like sitting next to it, and it just like has googly eyes like sticking out of it, and it's like, do you want to talk to the weird bush? And then you do, and it's actually a boss, but if you beat him, it's a new character that you unlock in the game. Like there's just all this random stuff, and there's so many different play styles, there's so many different characters. You start only with 2, but you can hold up to 4 weapons, and obviously the weapons are going off all at once while you're playing the game. Then there's tombs, and the tombs will like add to your XP growth, or they'll add to your attack speed, or they'll add your movement speed or something like that. And the weapons in the tombs, once you have them, when you level up, you can like choose to either get a new weapon or a new tomb, or you can or you can upgrade one of the ones you already have. If you've played Vampire Survivors, it's very similar. Like you level up, you get to either pick a new weapon if you have space, or you can upgrade an already existing weapon you have, and it gets stronger, has more projectiles, more whatever. It is, again, one of those like auto attack games. So if you played Vampire Survivors, Brotato, any of these ones, same idea. But yeah, it's weird because it's only got 3 maps, but each one has a different tier. So there's like forest, desert, and graveyard. And you start tier 1 and you just beat the level. There's a boss at the end. If you beat it, you win. But then there's tier 2, where after you beat the boss, where the boss was turns into a portal, which takes you to tier 2. It gets harder. The map kind of changes a little bit. And of course, tier 3 does the same thing until you go into like this final boss in tier 3 of each area. I have not beaten tier 3 of the desert, but I think it was 2 days ago I beat tier 3 of the forest. And it was hard and it took a while. And it took like upgrading and doing all this different stuff. Unlocking specific weapons, unlocking specific tomes, unlocking specific items that you can get. And yeah, it's like a lot of RNG in the sense of you could have a specific build you're going for and you'll just never see those items or weapons or tomes or anything when you're like getting your upgrades or opening chests. And then there's the other times when you'll have like the most perfect run where everything you want you get within the first 5 minutes of the game, and you're just like unlocking everything and you're doing so well and everything's so powerful, and then all of a sudden you get stuck on a wall in the 3rd tier and you die in 2 hits and you have to start again, and it's like, oh my god. But yeah, this game is so addicting. It is ridiculous. I've put so many hours into it over the holidays because I have it on my Steam Deck. I have it on my PC, which I've hooked up to the TV. So I'd finish work, play a bit on the TV, or maybe I'd go sit on the couch with my wife while she's watching a show and play this, which I thought would be for 5 minutes. And I remember once I looked over, my wife had left hours ago and it was 3 a.m. and I was still on the couch. Like, it's just, you get so lost in it and it's so much fun. It's so simple because, again, it's just like, can you survive as long as you need to survive? But there's so many little unlocks and hidden stuff. You just wouldn't realize that you can actually create these crazy cool characters without, like unlocking certain things and going down a certain path that the game doesn't tell you to do it. It's just like you would do something, all of a sudden you unlocked a weapon because you killed 1,000 enemies in a specific weird way and you didn't even know you were like aiming for that, So yeah, I've been playing it and it's so much fun.
I have 2 questions for you. First, what is like the length to get like how long is a run?
So if you were to do, you can't do all 3 tiers to start. You don't unlock tier 2 until you beat tier 1.
It's not endless then.
There is an endless mode.
Okay.
But you don't have to go for it. Like, you can go in, you choose tier 2. It's a 10-minute run.
Okay.
And you have 10 minutes. You can actually go, if you find the end boss, like the little portal, you can activate the end boss as soon as you find it. You could find it in the first 30 seconds. It's just if you do, you might not be powerful enough to actually kill it. But if you are, you could kill it and your run was 30 seconds. But spoiler alert, you're not going to be strong enough at level 1 with one basic weapon to do that. But the longest it would take for one of those runs is 10 minutes.
Okay. Second question. What was your wife's reaction when she saw you playing this?
She knows I play this type of game, so she's completely fine. But she does ask certain questions because the characters in this game are also wild. It's not just like in the video we're showing. There's like a knight.
Orcs and traditional stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. There's the main character you actually start with is like a fox wearing a mage outfit who shoots fire. And then there is my favorite character is a skeleton on a skateboard named Calcium because he's made of bones. And the thing is he's a great character because the more movement speed he gets, his damage actually scales with his movement speed. So you're on a skateboard and you're just zooming around the level at extreme speeds, but your attack level is going up with it. And you're just like, and he throws a bone as his weapon, but you can actually have it that every second you're throwing 30 to 40 bones in all directions. There's an ape you can get, and he throws bananas that are boomerangs. I think they're called bananarangs. There's just so much stuff, and it's so weird and so wild. And some of it really does play off other games and stuff like that. There's a lot of funny comments from the developer because it's just one guy. So there's one character in the description is the Megabonk Discord community bullied me into creating this extra character. And that's the description of the character. Like, there's a lot of like memes and stuff in it, which is a lot of fun.
So it is a funny game then.
It is very, very funny. Very, very funny. And it is a little frustrating when you lose because it's like, but then you get better, you unlock more stuff, and eventually you just start winning and you're like, okay, I'm there. This is good. Yeah, it's a really fun time, and it's like less than $20 or something.
Nice.
Like, it is so much fun, and it runs on a potato. So anybody who has anything, you can get it. And if this is your type of game, and you can lose your life in it.
Cool.
Yeah. Very fun.
Well,
Is it time?
it's been a year.
It's time.
It's been
It
a
has.
whole year.
Yeah. It's wild.
So, you know what that means. It's now the third time to do this. We have our annual awards. Although finally we have a year where we're not adding anything. It's just straight the same 10 from last year. There's no secret new stuff. I think we added which two did we add? I think it was
Last year was
I have the list.
Earworm.
Of course, I'm stupid. The Dark Horse
Earworm.
we added and the Earworm we added. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a bunch of awards. This is just pertaining to games that came out this year that we're talking about. There is the Gin and Chris Classic, which is for everything else. But anything that we are talking about generally are games that came out this year. So without further ado, we are going to start off with the one negative award that we have every year. With new improved graphics, the All Hype No Finish Award.
I love this. I also love that last year's winners are right there.
Love it.
Yeah, so for those watching on the screen, you're getting a bit more of a visual upgrade this year around. So the All Hype No Finish Award, for those who have never heard of our awards before, essentially it's the award that, is because all the games that we're going to be talking about generally are ones we finished. So it's going to be one that, like, either as we started or as we were playing it, we were really high on it, and then by the time that we finished the game, it fell way short of what we were hoping for it to end at. It could be a case of where, the ending just sucked. Like, maybe as of writing, the ending was just terrible. Maybe it was a game that, you would have rated a 10 out of 10 at the halfway point, and then just a bunch of stuff kept coming on top of each other and really bad gameplay decisions or whatever else, and it just drops to a 7. Like, whatever that looks like. The world is our oyster with this award. But for those who don't have the visual representation, our last year winners of this award, well, I guess it's not really a winner if it's the one negative award we got, but Kaylan put in Rise of the Ronin, and then both Chris and I agreed that Rebirth, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I should say, was a game that was great up until the last literal hour of it. You want to talk about All Hype No Finish? Well, that game had no finish. So, with that in mind, Kaylan, what is your, well, not winner, but I guess, the award winner for this one this year?
So this one was a tough one for me. There was two that particularly stood out, and was kind of indicative, like not a good sign for the publisher / developer. I went back and forth, and for me, the runner-up was Mario Kart World. I was very excited for Mario Kart World, coming off of Mario Kart 8. It was a fantastic game, probably the best iteration of Mario Kart ever. But in the end, I kind of alluded to at the beginning of the episode, is going to go to Donkey Kong Bonanza. I was very excited for this game, having the Switch 2. I was excited for, especially coming off of Mario Kart World, I was excited for the first, non-release window game. I know it's still kind of a release window game, but you know what I mean? And it was getting such good hype from, the reviewers and everything. And then I played it, and it started out good, but it didn't have the substance to last for a long period of time. And so I've already talked about it a bunch, but yeah, for me it's Donkey Kong Bonanza.
All right,
Yeah,
Chris,
that's a good
put you
pick.
up next.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. This award made me sad that I wasn't a Monster Hunter gamer, because I would have probably put Monster Hunter Wilds from everything I saw about that game in here. But I didn't play that, so I can't confirm nor deny that. But for me, it's actually going to be kind of a random one. But for me, I really was looking forward to everybody's Golf Hot Shots.
Oh, yeah.
I love the original Hot Shots series. I had been dying for it to come back. Nothing's really hit since. And then when I saw the way this one looked, and it seemed to be going back to the original Hot Shots games from like the PS1 and PS2 era and all that kind of stuff, I was so excited. And then I started playing the game, and I'm not going to lie, I am not very excited. It's not great. Like, the performance was bad, which makes no sense. It's a golf game. Like, there's not a lot happening on the screen. The performance should at least be locked something like 60 frames per second. The graphics don't look great. And like, at first you'd look at it and be like, oh, okay, it's a Hot Shots game. But you look at the Hot Shots Golf on the PS3, and it looks better than this one. It's weird. Like, you can put them side by side, and just the visual style of the game on the PS3 does look a bit better.
So like a bad artistic choice.
Bad artistic choice. I'm sure they were trying to bake in like maybe not ray tracing, but specific lighting and stuff, where obviously in the PS3 it was back when you had to do very specific different type of lighting, which wasn't as much of a hit in performance. Yeah, so there's that. And then the biggest thing for me is in this game, I've played like 8 hours or something like that, and I'm pretty sure I've unlocked one character. So I only have 3 golfers in total. You have to play the story mode, and the story mode is boring as shit.
It sucks.
It sucks. It's just text. It's just like 2 characters on the screen and like walls of text of going back and forth, and then you golf only against that one person. Maybe you'd golf against 2 people if it's the story mode, you know, that one. But I think that only happened to me once, and I played a long time. I don't mind the actual golfing part of the story mode. It's fine, but it's a story mode. There should be something that's giving me like besides like a text window of what one character's saying with no voice acting and another character. Like, it's just a portrait of a character with some text. Like, what is this? It's not. I'm pretty sure the story mode in the PS3 one was also, again, better than this one. So it just feels like, I don't know. Namkai Bandai, I think, was the one that did it. I don't know if they could do it. I don't know if they were stretched for time. I don't know if it's just a new type of game for them. I have no idea. But yeah, it's just not. It did not live up to my hype, unfortunately.
All right. I'll rip off the Band-Aid real quick. The game of the year was my all hype, no finish.
Wow.
I mean, I said it pretty early on when I did play the game. I enjoyed it, but I did not like how the final act was given. This is not me saying it's a bad game. I still rated this game an 8 out of 10 when it was all said and done. But it was a 10 before the end of Act 2. And then Act 3 completely just destroyed it for me because it was very... I've said it before.
I'm with you on this, by the way.
I've said many times on the show, I generally don't vibe very well when games are trying to go out of their way to make me feel like I should make the choice that I don't want to make. Life is Strange is a great example of that. Expedition 33's entire third act is telling you to go in a certain direction, and I'm refusing to because that just doesn't make any sense from a story sense for me.
Can we spoiler talk this for a minute? Because like I want to talk about this too. Because if you haven't played Expedition 33, skip ahead like.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you don't want to hear spoilers for the last little bit, just skip ahead until you see the graphic change, and then you'll know you're safe.
Yeah. So let's talk about it, because like I have problems with this as well. Do you want to go first?
Because like at the end of the day, look, like I get that the whole point of this game is that Mael needs to get over all of her feelings, right? The family in general needs to get over all their feelings of loss, and I get that theme. But when your entire idea of it is to leave the world that also has a bunch of characters, Lune, that you really don't want to lose, it's a choice that's like, I'm sure it's meant to be directed at the player, be like, hey, they need to get over this and you need to also accept that too, to which I go, fuck, I don't. I have no stakes in this.
Well, like for me, the argument was like I went with the idea that I wanted to stay in the painting, keep the painting real, because my thought was that like, look, my brother's dead, like my family is fighting, the world is in like chaos, like there's something going on that like my family's being targeted, maybe being killed, like it's not good out there, and I have this option where I can live a life inside this escaped world, and like it raises the question of like what is real, right? If I'm in here and I'm living and I'm feeling, there is also that part of my brain
that's like, are they trying to make you pick the ending that's not actually what you want?
Well, like my thought was like, you know what, her life kind of sucks out there. There's nothing for her. She's like this burnt mute who like can't do anything that she wants, and like at what point is it better that like, hey, she is happy in this world and can, and like yeah, she might be escaping her problems, but like what's waiting for her on outside of this painting, and is it really worth it? Like at some point it's like, maybe just let her live in this life, right? Like that was where I'm with it. And then, you know, there's also an argument like, are the other characters real and alive? They have feelings, they have, you know, they perceive things, so how do we determine whether they're real or not? And should you destroy them just because they're not real? Like It raised a whole bunch of questions, and I'm like, no, I think it makes sense to keep this world alive. But then they're like, oh, by the way, you're a monster now because everyone's a prisoner. It's like,
I'll also say too, it doesn't help that the entire intrigue that I had with the game was the idea of like, what is the paintress, what is the end goal of this, and then by the time you know what the paintress actually is, you go, oh, that's not that interesting, actually.
yeah, it's all a dream. Yeah,
It kind of, in a way, is what they kind of pulled.
So for me, like, the thing is that, like, the only thing that was interesting for me in this game, like, I didn't put this on there because, like, I still liked the game. I think it was overhyped for what it was. Like, I think gameplay-wise, the gameplay is not interesting in this game. Like, I don't find it very exciting. I find it very, like, I was just going through it because I just wanted to see what was next. And half these characters were half-baked and, like, didn't need to be there, but, yeah.
I love that the reason I love this game is the reason you guys are debating right now. Like, it makes you literally have conversation of, like, what does it mean to be real? And
I think the
like
problem,
that.
though, is that, like, and I thought, like, I was really interested with that perspective, too, until it became clear that the developer had a good answer and a bad answer. So, like, it was, like, this very nuanced
That's
conversation, but then it
it's
just
the
becomes...
second that you're kind of forcing our hand on something, and it's like, nah.
Well, I think it was more nuanced, but it just becomes, hey, here's this vague choice, and then you get Mass Effect, where it's like, are you evil or good? And it's like, well, it's kind of complicated, right? So
Yeah, life is gray. Mass
Yeah.
Effect, Jesus.
Like, look, again, ripping off a Band-Aid for spoiling a really old game at this point, but Life is Strange, the whole ending is, hey, this has all happened because you keep trying to save your dead friend's life. So you either need to let her die or everyone else dies. And I go, but the entire game was making me work towards her not dying. Why are you telling me to stop this now?
yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas Expedition 33 to me was like, hey, you're supposed to be trying to save your friends, Lune, CL, maybe even Gustav. You have no fucking clue.
Wait, can you save him at all, or no? You can't.
Well, I mean, if you do the bad ending,
Oh,
he
yeah.
appears again. Right?
Yeah.
yeah.
True.
But like the whole thing is like, hey, you might be. Do you want to save all of these people? Or do you want to save essentially, possibly yourself in this world that you have no idea about?
Which also sucks.
That will you. That's the thing. You don't necessarily know for certain that it all sucks because again, you're also hearing it from stories from other points of view.
Well,
right? Like
your house did burn down and your face caught on fire, and there is something about a
but
civil
what I
war
mean is
going
like
on.
we don't really know what the entirety of the world outside of that is. So it's like hard to say really what you're walking out into.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, do you want to go into the unknown or what you do know at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, I digress. It's still a good game. It's just, for me personally, I thought that the ending ruined it for me, kind of.
Yeah.
Whereas Chris is like, I love that game. Shut up.
I love the choice at the end, and that's
I
why
hated
I still
it.
love it.
I hated
know.
it. Like,
I know.
And I hated it because it was like the only choice. It's like, hey, here's a linear story until you get to the end. It's like, why? Just stick with stick a lane.
If
pick a
I'm
lane.
being honest, if they really wanted the right choice to be to go back to like leave the painting entirely, you shouldn't have given me the choice.
Or give me a reason to go back other than just it's the right thing to do. Like,
Yeah, I don't know if people know this. Saying something's the right thing to do for you, the player, doesn't always work that way. Because when there's no consequence for us,
yeah.
No, yeah, it is a game. But that's also not real. We're talking about characters. They're not real. They're just in a game.
Well, it's
Or are they
it's
real?
real to me?
So
Dan.
the argument I have is that, like, think about someone with dementia, right? Like, if someone has dementia and they're like talking to you about like a loved one that's died, do you correct them and say, "Oh no, they died like 10 years ago," or do you let them live in this like fantasy world, right? And that's kind of where I was with like the characters here, where it's like, hey, you know what? Your life sucks out there, and you have an opportunity to have a happy one in here. What? Who cares, right? Like.
No, it's kind of like that movie, The Surrogates, where you live inside like a nicer, better body while your real body is like laying in a chair hooked up to like a VR kind of thing.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that movie?
No.
And it's like, oh, it's a Bruce Willis movie from back in the day. But it's like,
Sounds like a
do
Bruce
you
Willis
just like lay in this chair and like wither away, but your mind is in this robot, which is like the perfect version of you? Or does it make more sense to not be in that and your real body and you actually age properly and like live life normally, even if you're weaker and worse?
All I'm saying is like perception is reality, right? And like, I don't know. Anyways, let's move on.
Yeah, let's do that. So let's go on to the Dark Horse Award. This one we added last year. This is essentially, the game that we thought it's not going to be like your game of the year, but it's a game that you have either very low expectations or a game that you were just like, holy shit, where did this come from? And it ends up being a really good game. So Kaylan last year was Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn, which
Still a great game.
yeah. And then Chris and I both agree that the potential for Indiana Jones was there. We just didn't expect it to be there, and it ended up being fucking amazing. So Kaylan,
So for mine, my choice is Avowed. I didn't have bad expectations, but I didn't know what to expect from it. I had played The Outer Worlds before, and I kind of bounced out of it. I never played... What's the game that this is, like, based off? Like, what world is it? Like, Pillars of Eternity? Is that a thing?
I think it's Pillars of Eternity, yeah.
Yeah, like, I never played any of this, so I was, like, didn't know what to expect. But it's not the best game, but didn't know what to expect, and I just got lost, and I ended up playing it. I felt like it was really cool to roleplay. I role played my character and like how he acted and how he responded. I thought the combat, while simple, was effective. It wasn't super deep, but it also wasn't super long. So like when it kind of started getting long in the tooth, I was at the end, and I was curious to see like what was happening. And when we were talking about Expedition 33, and there being very few choices, or like not having the agent like kind of being like railroaded in a way, I felt this one gave me a lot of choices in how I handled like the main villain and like the side characters. Like I thought some of the RPGing was really good in this game, and so for me, like I didn't have no expectations. I didn't have bad expectations, but I didn't know what to expect, and this game gripped me. And I liked the fact that the worlds were easily to explore, and like everything it did well. Nothing amazing. This is not game of the year, but it does everything really well.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, that was one of the ones I was almost going to pick as well. I was kind of torn between a few of them, and that was one of them because, yeah, I wasn't expecting to love that as much as I did either.
what did you end up picking then in the end?
So I would say that my runner-up for this one, just because I want to give this game some sort of a shout-out, was South of Midnight. I was not expecting that at all. And again, not like my game of the year or anything like that, but like was just very surprised at how decent. I love that. But I did end up going with Blueprints on this one because I was not expecting that game at all. Like it showed up on Game Pass and everybody just started talking about it, but like on the day of release, like there was no build up to it. Like even Clair Obscur, there was not much, but there was somewhat of a build up to it. Like, oh yeah, that like interesting looking turn-based RPGs coming out. I had no idea about this game until it was already here. And then all of a sudden it was just like one of the most popular games at the time. Adam, you and I were talking a lot about it on the side in Discord when it was just like, oh my God, did you get this room? Oh my God, you get this room. Like there was just this huge like community moment also that kind of like showed up with it, which was pretty wild. But yeah, I wasn't expecting some random puzzle game to show up and like take all of my attention for a whole bunch of weeks. It was just fantastic.
Yeah, it would have been my vote had it not been for the fact that I was already well put up to task that it was going to be really good. So I kind of went into it being like, all right, well, let's see what it's all about. But the game that completely like blindsided me, that I had no idea that I was going to like as much as I did, was The Alters.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Another good one.
And that was one where it's like, when I first saw it, the idea of like, oh, this seems like a bit of like a resource management kind of game. Okay, that looks kind of... I mean, I like the art style about that. Wait, this is a game about you being like a bunch of clones of yourself? Huh. Okay. And the more and more that I looked into it, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. We're taking the shot at this. And I could not believe how much I love this game. Because, I mean, a big theme that I even said when we did our episode last year about, certain things that define the year for us. One of the things I said was like just how many different genres that I normally would never touch that I ended up either trying out and being like okay with, or straight up going, holy shit, I didn't realize I liked these games all of a sudden. And this being a big one, like The Alters really isn't anything crazy in gameplay. It's just mostly busy work, but it's still addicting enough to keep you there. And then the story and the character development kind of carries you through the rest of that. And while Blueprints definitely shocked me more just on the basis of being a puzzle game that I actually liked, which is insane in its own right, The Alters ends up being a game that, with no expectations going into it, this could be a top 3 game for me, and I would never have put this even in like a 7 out of 10 range when I first started playing the game, but it ended up being just a game that I'm still amazed that I still completely think about consistently to this day, even though it's been a number of months since I finished it.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
It's a pretty solid list, all things considered. Like, there's 3 games that in different areas. I mean, actually, in a way, we get all things nailed down. Like, Avowed's pretty much about AAA. Blueprints is definitely indie, and The Altars is about in that AA range. So we got like a nice variation here too.
Another fun fact: all 3 of these were on Game Pass, and that's how I played them.
That's
pretty
how I played
wild.
mine.
Yeah,
Is Altars on Game Pass?
I don't know if it is still, but it
was.
at the
It
time.
was.
Give that a shot.
That I can't say for sure. I couldn't tell you since I haven't had a Game Pass subscription in God knows how long now.
Yeah, I haven't looked since I played it. I don't know.
Check right now.
Well, speaking of things that we play a lot, in the meantime, we'll move on to the All Nighter Award, aka the award that really has that like one more game vibe to it, where you can't stop playing it. Now, unsurprisingly, Chris thought Balatro was that game last year, which I know I was so surprised by too.
Shocking.
And then Kaylan and I both agreed that Helldivers 2 was the other one.
Oh, yeah,
that,
for sure.
That tells you how addicted Chris was to Balatro, because he fucking loves Helldivers.
He's still addicted to it.
I am. And Helldivers. I still play that too.
Yeah. So, Kaylan, what fell into it this year for you?
For me, this one, the all-nighter, goes to Assassin's Creed Shadows. I absolutely lost myself in this world. I really liked, and I talked about it throughout the year of like, I was really into the Japanese samurai ninja whole theme, and I felt that Assassin's Creed Shadows just had this world where I felt like a ninja. I was climbing up buildings. I was sneaky smoke bombing and stabbing people. I am a huge Assassin's Creed fan. I am a huge stealth gamer. And I like, ancient Japan. And so this just hit everything. Like, I just wanted to escape in this world. And I felt that the world design of this game was incredible. Like, you can have different seasons and different, like, time of day and stuff like that. And now the fact that you can choose the time of day, like, you can fast forward the clock in the day, just makes this even better. So I really liked Assassin's Creed Shadows and just got lost in this game. Like, I spent probably 60 or 80 hours, and it just flew by.
Yeah, good pick.
Now, Chris, you can't repeat, so Balatro, just because you're still addicted to it now, doesn't mean you get to use it.
Well, luckily, I put Balatro down to play this next game, which is Ball Pit or Ball X Pit. Mm-hmm. I fell into that game the same way I did to Balatro. Like, at first, it was kind of like Blueprints was taking that. And luckily, Megabonk came out. I got it as late as I did in the year, because that could possibly overtake it as time goes. But yeah, Ball Pit came out. And this wasn't something I was expecting, but it's just got the Arkanoid or I don't know, the ball game. I can't even remember what it's called. But yeah, it's just Brick Breaker. That's what I'm looking for. It's just like a Brick Breaker roguelite. Like, what? What are you talking about? Like, this game is so good. It's addicting. I played it on Game Pass, but I mean, I'm about to buy it on Steam. I know I'm going to buy it just so I can play through it again on my Steam Deck. The only reason I stopped playing it is I got all the achievements and I unlocked everything in the Game Pass version because I couldn't put it down. Like, again, this is one of those ones I was playing late into the night. I'd like finish up. I'd stop playing on my Xbox in the basement. And all of a sudden I'm in bed streaming it to my Steam Deck and just playing again. Like, I could not stop. It's so addicting. It's so good. It's like one of the perfect games, honestly. It's perfect.
Nice. I felt like this would be one that would be on your list.
Yeah.
Also, breaking news, The Altars is still available on Game Pass.
Nice. So's Ball X Pit, I bet.
Well, I'll repeat one of Chris's anyway. This is where I did end up putting Blueprints.
Yeah.
Because when I did play it, it didn't matter how badly I screwed up one run. I eventually just kept going, no, surely this time it'll work. This time it has to. And then again, I'd fail. But I'd have to go back and do it again. Because I'm like, no, I figured it out this time. I've got the strategy. This time, nope, still didn't get it that time either. And if that doesn't sum up All-Nighter to me, nothing will. Because that's a game where, I can't take the name of the award literally as much anymore because I'm actually responsible when I go to sleep, unlike Chris, who plays Megabonk till 3 a.m, apparently, on the couch.
I do.
But when it comes to this award, like, if there's any game that I played this year that was one of those games where it's like, if I'm playing it, it doesn't matter how bad I fail, I have to do another run. It was Blueprints, and it wasn't even close this year.
Yeah, it was a really good game.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, speaking of being on the couch at 3 a.m., let's go on to the Console and Chill Award. It's not quite, a Steam Deck, award here too, but, it still works for a game that, I mean, it is exactly what it is. It's a game that just you mellowed out when playing. Last year, Kaylan mentioned Little Kitty Big City. Chris had Echoes of Wisdom, the Zelda, Legend of Zelda game that should have still been called Legend of Link. I don't care what anybody says.
Lol.
And I had a TCG Card Shop Simulator because it was just a game that I sat there and vibed. I'm sure, Chris, when we do this next year, we're probably both going to be having Coffee Talk Tokyo on that
100%. 100%.
But we'll see. I mean, it would be funny that, we have, in 4 years of doing the award, the Coffee Talk owns 2 of those 4 years. But, But for the time being, Kaylan, what actually worked out for you this year?
So it's already come up with you guys on this show, but for me, it is Blueprints. This game didn't grab me like it grabbed you guys. I played it for a bit, but it does fit this like console and chill award criteria. It's a chill game to zen out with. You can listen to a podcast. You don't need to be super engaged. You can walk away if you need to and come back. Like, it is a very chill game. I don't think this is a game of the year for me in any stretch of the imagination. I think it's a little obtuse. I think it's like a little convoluted more than I want it to be. But in terms of just a game that you can zone out and play, this is one of them.
That's a good pick for it. It does fit quite well in there. Not gonna lie. But
all right, Chris, what you got on this one?
For me, this is actually like kind of out of left field for me because normally it would be like a Dave the Diver or something along those lines. But for me, this is where Assassin's Creed Shadows fits in.
Ooh.
Because while, yes, this was a game that obviously I was playing because I love Assassin's Creed and all that kind of stuff, this was the one that I would actually, with my PlayStation Portal especially, just like do side stuff. And it would be just what I would zone out to. I would sometimes listen to music. I would sometimes put on a podcast and go, and it's like, all right, there's a whole bunch of castles with people in them. I'm going to go murder them. And that was casual. That was cozy for me this year for some weird reason. But yeah, like when I wasn't doing the main story, this is where I went to chill out for like a big part of the year. And I was surprised when I looked at all the other games I played that came out this year, and this was the one that I chilled out to. Very surprising because, again, it's normally like Dave the Diver or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So for me, and, I talked so much about this game over the course of the year, just being the game that's like one that you wouldn't have expected to be such a good mellow game, but Keep Driving was that game where I really still feel like, and the soundtrack I still listen to regularly as a good mellow out music. But a game that's essentially like a roguelite that's like you on a road trip and just chilling, listening to like GarageBand music while you're, driving in your beat up sedan, getting hitchhikers and trying to make the big show on the beach at the end of the day. Just one of those things that's like, it doesn't seem like it's got any substance to it. And then you start playing the game and you realize even if there wasn't any substance to it, it doesn't have to, because just the vibe of you playing in this pixel graphic world of just you driving on the highway or driving out in the middle of nowhere out in the countryside and just listening to like this really chill, like almost math rock, garage rock sort of band. It's all you need, man.
Yeah, I want to play this one.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of music, it's a good way to segue because we'll move on to the Earworm Award, which is essentially the game with a soundtrack that you just cannot stop listening to. So last year, both Kaylan and Chris were in agreement on Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, whereas I kind of had to give Nobuo Uematsu his due, because of course you do, and put in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth there. So Kaylan, what soundtrack has been hitting you the most over the course of this year from what you played?
Anytime that a Doom game comes out, this category can only be owned by one game franchise, and that's gonna be Doom: The Dark Ages this year. I mean, it's Doom. Like, you want to feel like a badass walking your little like Yorkie down the street, put on the Doom soundtrack. You want, like, I'm changing diapers with like the Doom soundtrack. I feel like a badass. Like, there's never a bad time to put on a Doom soundtrack, and Doom: The Dark Ages just keeps going. Ripping and tearing, like you just hear the chugging of the guitars and the bass and stuff. You just can't not feel like a badass. And so this one goes to Doom: The Dark Ages.
Nice.
Definitely would be up there. There's nothing like hearing a good blaring bunch of heavy metal when you're trying to, kick the crap out of
I'm
whatever's in front
pretty
of you.
sure my beard grew an inch just listening to this music.
That's fantastic. Yeah, Doom was actually like a runner-up for me. I was torn between three because I had Doom and Metroid Prime 4 because Metroid Prime 4 has some really, really good like ambient music and stuff. But I can't lie, I do have to give this one to Claire Obscure because there are YouTube videos of just Claire Obscure music with like a cool image in the background that's like 8 hours long, and I've had those videos going on my TV since last April, and it's like at least every other day it's just on there.
It was great when they totally didn't ruin it with freaking electric guitar at the Game Awards.
That never happened. We don't talk about that. Yeah, it's just like the music, and also it also helps that my wife got really into the music of this, and we don't bond over gaming a lot. But just the French orchestrated music, I don't know what to call it, but like even she is just obsessed with it. So it's just like the soundtrack of 2025 basically in my house. Like it just became it. So I have to give it to this one, even though Doom does also deserve it. And honestly, I know you guys never played it, but Metroid Prime 4 also incredible music, like just unexpectedly.
I mean, Killing Floor 3 is the better metal soundtrack out of any game this year. Doom No Dark Age, I'm sorry, it just doesn't work. No. Much like how Kaylan said, whenever there's a Doom soundtrack, you know it's going to be up there. Whenever Darren Korb works on a game, it automatically is going to do really, really well with me.
Yeah.
And
Hades 1
Hades
was
2
really
definitely falls into that category real well. Now, even if I take away the Skilla Siren songs from this game, the soundtrack is still insanely well put together. But the amount of times that I have listened to I Am Going to Claw At Your Eyes and Drown You to Death from this soundtrack, I'm surprised it didn't make my Spotify Wrap this year.
Yeah, I bet this soundtrack. I haven't played this one yet, so that's why there's no way I could have voted on it. But
well, yeah, I mean, you've played
Hades
other games from Super
yeah.
Giant, so you know.
Yeah. Including Hades 1. So
Yeah.
like the music for them is always just holy shit. Even all the way back to Bastion, like just so good.
If the guitar next to me was in the right tuning, I would have literally just grabbed it right now and be like, all right, I'm playing that song from Bastion right now.
I love the music from just all the games they put out. So good.
Well, we had a good old time listening to these soundtracks. We're going to now do the award where we had a good old time just straight up playing it. So this is essentially the award for, well, the game that was just a good old time. Doesn't matter whether there was a good story or not. Doesn't matter if it looked good, if it sounded good. The game was just fun as shit. That's it. And for Kaylan, that was Helldivers 2. For Chris, that was Astrobot. And for me, that was Bakaru, which was also a game that probably could have made a Dark Horse Award for me that last year. Just being a game that like reminded me so much of, I guess, like old school platformer. Like, kind of reminded me of like a Mystical Ninja.
Mystical Ninja, yeah.
But anyways, Kaylan, what was the one that was a good old time?
Keeping it going, Doom the Dark Ages for me.
Does make a lot of sense.
Just, you turn this game on. Do you care? Do you know what's happening? No. Do you care about like who's doing No. All I know is
meme. I don't know what I'm doing here. All I know is I must kill.
I am here to rip and tear. That's all I'm doing. And like, this game is just pure fun to play. Like you just pure power trip fantasy. Like you're just mowing down everybody. Nothing gets in your way. Everything is just a hurdle. Like there's not like, and this is the thing I find, like I didn't like Doom the second one. What was the second? Doom Eternal. I didn't like Doom Eternal. Like I think Doom Eternal is the weakest of the two. It lost the momentum that Doom 2016 had, and Doom the Dark Ages brought back. It is fast. You are constantly moving, just going from one thing to the next. Nothing is slowing you down. This game is just pure fun. I think the shield and using the shield as a new tool is really cool. I like the theme. I like the environments. The level design is fantastic. There's none of that traversal and platforming, which I don't know why they brought that. Doom Eternal is just a perfectly fun game that just continues on where Doom 2016 left off.
Yeah, like I've seen people talk about it, how it's not like as good as they were hoping for, to which I go, sure, that's fine. But like, it's a perfectly serviceable game for what you're looking for, which is why it also gets the award for me as well. That's why I'm jumping in right now.
Nice.
Because it's a game
A
that,
man
like,
of taste
while
and culture.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it was the best game I played, But I can certainly tell you it was goddamn fun.
Yeah, like
It is fun.
It's not the best game, but it is the most fun game to have. Like
I almost put Killing Floor 3 in the spot, but I haven't played it enough to nearly justify it as much, whereas Doom the Dark Age, and even then, I think I'd probably still put Doom ahead of it, just because, well, I don't have a shield to throw.
Chris making a perfect run.
No, I can't.
Ah,
The
boo.
funny thing is, this is my runner-up for this one. It is so much fun to play.
I think he's lying. He's just trying to soften the blow.
No. I had another one that I don't think you guys played this, so it would kind of make sense. But for me, it was actually the Shinobi Art of Vengeance game.
I was
It's
actually
just-
looking at picking this game up, and then it was like $40. I'm not paying $40 for this.
No, it's expensive. Like I gave in because it's like a Sega Shinobi game in like the art style or like the 2D platformer of my youth, if you will. But yeah, this game, like it was just so much fun. I don't remember the story. I don't know who the bad guy is. I don't know why he killed my clan or he's turning them to stone. I don't know. I don't even remember what the hell happens in the opening of the game. But every level, it's just like this perfect, like it's honestly, it's like Doom as a 2D game where you only have a sword. Like it is, you are like a god if you are doing it right, because you can, press like the R1 button to do a quick little roll where you end up on the back side of a person or on the other side of an enemy, and you're like invincible for the most part during that roll, and you're just like attacking 30 different enemies all at once and hitting them in front and rolling behind them, hitting them more, rolling and doing this and then jumping and doing this other jump and then grappling and then attacking. Like it's just this constant, just godlike power trip, but as a ninja. It's like if Doom and like Assassin's Creed Shadows had a baby and Sega made it.
Speaking my language.
It's such a good game. I also played the Ninja Gaiden one, and this one was like, to me, way up there with how good it was. And it even has like collectibles. It's got it's like a Metroidvania in the sense that you can go in different areas, and until you get certain powers, you can go back, like a grappling hook and gliding and stuff like that. But yeah, like this game, it has the stuff that's pretty easy, and then it's got the rifts that you go in and they're like nearly impossible. It's got the parts of a stage where there's a helicopter coming and it's on fire and it's going to crash into you, and it's just one of those auto scroller moments where if you get stuck on a wall you die, so you're going to have to do a crazy lot of ninja moves to make sure you don't. Yeah, this game just spoke to me in a way that Doom was so close, but this one just kind of took the cake. And it's just, again, I'm biased, like 2D platformer, that's just always going to kind of take it for me. Just, yeah. Especially the Shinobi ones from Sega. It's been so long since there's been one of those.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of, man, like the amount of stuff I played this year, there's so much stuff that was just really fun to play. I think we found like a good mashup between, games that were like really good in terms of, thinking and, actually challenging you. And then there were games like these ones here where it's like, they can be hard if you want them to be hard, but also you just feel like you just get to be a badass and do crazy shit with it. So
Sometimes that's all you want.
right. But we get away from the gameplay and we get into the meat and potatoes, the story. We're playing for the plot. It's best story. I just tried to name it better so it didn't sound as boring. It's best story. I don't really need to tell you much else. Kaylan went with Indiana Jones last year. Chris went with Aiden Chronicle 100 Heroes, the Suikoden successor. And I ended up going with Until Then, which was my game of the year last year for that reason, because it is an emotional goddamn story. Which, by the way, Chris, how far are you in that now?
Until Then?
Yeah.
Oh,
Where'd you finish? Oh, right, you finished it. We talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Thanks,
I got to
Brian.
start whatever for the Unbound. What is it called?
Space for the Unbound.
Space for the Unbound.
But, Kaylan, which one ticked off the box here? And unfortunately, there's no Dungeon Crawler Carl game to add on to that yet.
Oh man, we should
If
have
that was, that would win.
Man, Dungeon Crawler Carl would be such a good game. To me, there wasn't a game that stood out this year for having like an amazing story from front to back. Either they were long in the tooth, the ending was disappointing. So that being said, there's not one that like stood out, but in a year of kind of mediocre storytelling in games, the one that I played that stood out to me the most was Mario Kart World. I'm just kidding.
I was like, wait, what?
I'm like, no, let him cook. I want to know.
Wait. Yote was that bad?
Actually,
I mean, it was.
That is my answer, actually. So my actual award is Ghost of Yote. I think there are some problems with that game. I think there's a little bit of disjointness between the story and the gameplay. I think towards the ending is a little bit weak, but in terms of like a premise of like where you start, the premise of just like, hey, getting vengeance, like a Kill Bill style samurai story, super cool. I think some of the stories that they have within the game, some of like the I don't know how to describe it, like the myths that you do, like I think those little side stories are really well done. So not 100% the best story, but there is a really cool narrative, and I wanted to see what was happening next, but I was sometimes disappointed with the payoff. But I liked, the mystery, and I was eager to see what happened next in Ghost of Yotei.
All right, Chris, give the French their due.
Yeah, it's clear obscure for me. But oddly enough, Ghost of Yotei was my runner-up. That is...
See, Expedition 33 was my runner-up.
Yeah. It's just, for me, I liked the ending choice of Expedition 33. I like when games do that to me. Maybe I'm a little sadistic. I don't know. But, yeah, for me, this story, it kept me intrigued. It was the game I was like, I need to keep playing so I know what happens next. It's like when I'm obsessed with like Fallout or something on like the show Fallout. Like I need to watch the next episode, or Squid Game or something like that. Like this gave me that same binge watching feel, but in a game.
It's okay. It's right to have wrong opinions. It's fine.
Chris, what do you get? Or Adam, what do you have?
I was so torn on this because I thought as soon as I finished the game that it was going to be Dispatch.
I was going to say, that would have been my guess, was Dispatch.
Yeah, that's where I thought you were going to go too.
But...
and I kept thinking about it. Dispatch is a great story, but it's not like top tier. And even though, because I did mention that it ended really abruptly, the entire time that I was playing Stories from Soul the Gundog, that Gundamish like visual novel that I was playing,
right,
I was so entranced by what was going on. I needed to know what was happening. So like originally I was not giving it the award because I'm like, well, yeah, but the ending is just so out of nowhere. It's like you want so much more after that, and I'm like, no, that's why I actually have to give it the award, because I was so into this fucking story and then it was over and I have nothing else and I'm so mad about it, and I'm still mad about it. So that's how I know I'm like, okay, I got to give it to him now, because even after I was still deliberating and so certain I was giving it to Dispatch, I still kept going like, that fucking game ended too early. And that's when I was like, shit, I actually have to give it the award, don't I? Because I won't stop thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played this, but I remember you talking about it, and I do want to play it.
Because like the entire time, it's a game that sucks you in because there's such a mystery to it, and then it really amps up, and then as soon as you're like ready to see how things turn, it's done, and you're like, what? No! And yeah. That's the test of, I mean, maybe, I'm sure it was a case of the money ran out, but like if that was a test of a good game being like, oh, we're really going to cliffhang you like a motherfucker here, well, they goddamn succeeded. I'm still mad.
Yeah. Nice.
Well,
Game looks
I'll
super
stop
cool.
being mad, and I'll move over to something that's going to make my eyes feel a little bit better. Let's go into the Eye Candy Award, which
These
again is best
segues.
graphics, but, you know.
Adam, I just got to applaud you on these segues. These are fantastic each and every time.
I'm doing my best, man. I'm doing my best.
No, they're actually good.
But yeah, this is basically a game, and it doesn't have to be like the highest graphic fidelity game, as we've said so many times. It's whatever is visually appealing the most. Kaylan last year went with Indiana Jones. Chris went with Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, and I, of course, because you can't look at a boss fight in that game and not think there was something crazy with it, but Metaphor Refantasia with its insane Mona Lisa artwork kind of level shit there.
Yeah.
But Kaylan, which one did you guys? I'm kind of assuming it might be Yotei with you on this one, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, so I went back and forth with this on two games. One was a late entry, and that was Metal Gear Snake Eater Delta or whatever. Just to think of what that game was and where it is now, like the game is visually impressive. But at the same time, I don't think like it deserves the win. It's just incredible what they did. For me, it is Ghost of Yotei. It is a very interesting combination of a technical capability and what it does and what it looks like, coupled with what the stylistic approaches that they do and like the artistic vision. Like when you are galloping through the fields and you see the grass flowing and you kind of like it does like that silhouette cut. I turned it off, but like it was really cool when you saw it the first time. The petals flying from the mountains. There's a lot of times where I would just get to vistas and I was just like, holy crap, like I can't believe how good this looks. So I think that Ghost of Yotei has a nice balance of not just technical achievement in terms of what it does from a visual perspective, but also coupled with a very deliberate and well-designed artistic style that I think will help it age as it gets older.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, I also went Ghost of Yote, actually. Don't get me wrong, like Clair Obscur is beautiful and all that, and I love the art style, the French Tim Burton look. I don't know what to call it. But Ghost of Yote was the game that kept shocking me with its graphics. And I didn't even have it set to graphics mode. And I have a base PS5. Like, I was on the 60 FPS mode, no ray tracing and that kind of stuff. And, like, you'd walk out into a field, and it's just like, holy shit, this is like a movie. Like, it is insane. The purposeful, like you said, Kaylan, like it was like purposely kind of designed to like have a look, you know,
especially like when like Mount Yote is just sitting out in the background and stuff like that. Like
the amount of screenshots I remember sharing, I don't know if it was in our Discord or a different Discord, but I shared a screenshot that I had taken in the game. And even when I shared it, people are like, "Oh, what are you watching?" I'm like, "No, this is Ghost of Yote." And they're like, "What the? That's a game?" Like, it was just the most beautiful, like, screenshot where the sun was coming through some trees and Atsu was just standing, like, at the edge of a river. And like, what you'd expect in the game, but just the visual quality was just insane. And I don't understand how it pulled that off, even on a PlayStation 5, of all things. Like, it looks so insanely beautiful. Like, I just had to give it to it.
This one for me was real tough as well. I almost gave this one also to Stories from Soul of Gundog just because it really did bring me back to like 90s anime and just how well it shows it off. But considering how there's not a lot of animation to it, I really couldn't give it the edge to what I ended up picking, which was South of Midnight.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Because a game that, again, like matched, like, it kind of gave me the same vibes of, like, you know, if you watch, like, a movie like, say, Coraline, in terms of that, like, puppetry level animation style. And South of Midnight did that wonderfully. There were a lot of really good games for animation this year, depending on which direction you want. Like, Hades 2 is also really well done in that aspect of it. Dispatch was also very good. And Sword of the Sea, I almost put in this spot, too. So there's a lot of stuff. And at the end of the day, I kind of went with the one that I thought had the most unique one of all of them, and that ended up being South of Midnight for its, like I said, very puppetry sort of vibe to it, just because it was something so different from what we've seen in a lot of ways. Because, I mean, could have given it to Sword of the Sea, but Journeys already existed, so games like that have happened. Hades 2 is just another one of those. I mean, Stories from Soul is just, it's anime, like, that everybody does that. So to me, it's like, okay, but what's something that hasn't been done really all that much? So that's where I end up giving South of Midnight the edge on that one, just for the uniqueness of it.
Yeah, I think it has a very similar vibe, like similar things to what we're saying with Go to Ite. Like, it's not just technical capability, but just that artistic style of making a deliberate choice.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm not gonna be able to make much of a segue on this one. I mean, I guess there's really good art in coffee shops. There we go. Here's the Coffee Date Award.
Nailed it.
This one essentially goes to the character that you want to eat, whether it's, you know, like I said, grab a coffee or grab a beer with, somebody you just want to deal with, and you really just want to hear them tell a shit ton of stories. I mean, Kaylan decided that he wanted to go get his robot fetish in with ND5 from Star Wars Outlaws.
I mean,
that's actually a good pick.
Really cool.
Chris then just went, you know, as you would expect from anybody, and just go with Tifa because, well, it's Tifa. What do you want?
Yeah.
And then I went with Katarina from Metaphor Fantasio last year. So, Kaylan, which robot are you picking this year?
For me, the one that I like, the character that I liked the most and I wanted to just spend more and more time with was Naoe from Assassin's Creed Shadows. I thought it was like an interesting kind of perspective of just, you know, seeing that like very often we get shinobi and like ninja style games, but you very rarely see them from like the peasant farmer perspective and stuff. And I just thought that she was like a really cool character from seeing that kind of growth and like how she was kind of developing and stuff. I thought she was well acted and stuff. So for me, it's Naoe from Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Try my best to find a good image of her, and I keep the only good ones I can keep finding are fucking what looks like an action figure. So you know what? That's what you get.
I'm cool with that.
I'm sure you're so upset.
That's fine. That works.
Imagine going on a date and that's how they show up. you're not going to be okay.
No.
They're there to kill you.
It's a fun question, like when you think about it, if you actually got to meet like a character from a video game or an anime, but they actually appear in the visual form that you're knowing of seeing them with, like how much would that fuck with your brain?
Oh, I'm down for this. Like, I'd be like, can I see the sword? Can I try? Can I just one? I'm not gonna hurt myself, but kind of
Because
like,
like
I try
there's
this.
some ways where it works. Like obviously, if Chris met Tifa, like it's not gonna be that far off. You'll be fine.
I think everybody would be staring.
Go to Comic-Con and you can.
Yeah, pretty
that's
much.
what you got to
Where you get into like obviously in my case with like Katarina, for example, where it's animated or cell shaded, it's a little that's where it gets a little more into that uncanny valley territory. Where, like, how would it actually feel if you saw someone in front of you in real life? You could touch them, but they look like they're anime. It would be really fucked up to your brain.
It's like playing the old Spider-Man game where you could have the Miles Morales character kind of come in.
Yeah,
totally
you have,
stands
like, the
up.
animation style.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the cutscenes are just blowing your mind because, like, everybody else is normal. So for this one, I did have a runner-up I do want to mention because it was Hazel Flood from South of Midnight,
Nice.
the main character. And it's just because, like, I love New Orleans, and, like, clearly that's where that game is, like, based out of.
Rollins?
Yeah, and for me, it's, like, not even a coffee date. It's like a let's go eat New Orleans food and hang out.
Oh,
Like,
what a terrible thing that might be. Oh my
Yeah.
god, eating food in New Orleans.
yeah. Oh, it's some of the best. So I almost picked her, but I still ended up kind of going the same Tifa route I did last year. And I'm going to go with Lune.
I was about to say, I'm like,
Yeah, Lune for a wine date. Glasses of red wine, obviously.
Fancy.
Yeah. I mean, if she had a beer, I think it would just throw the whole thing off.
nah,
we
you,
have
wouldn't
to
be,
go for
you
one.
wouldn't be that upset.
No, I wouldn't be upset, but it would confuse me because it's the whole game is like they talk about wine.
Okay, yeah, that's
they're
true.
French.
Also, yeah, French
Yeah.
game, of course it would be wine.
Yeah.
I almost put her. It's very close.
I'm surprised you didn't.
And then Dispatch
I'm
came
also-
along.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden, it makes sense again.
Yeah.
The universe
mean-
corrects itself.
Lune is awesome. She
Bye.
ain't no Invisibitch.
Invisibitch.
I know her
I
name's
think
Invisigal, guys.
That's just
I
what
know.
her friends call her, sir.
No, that's what she calls herself.
I know.
But
know,
Courtney's a great fucking girl, man. I can't say. Look, anybody who knows me well enough and knows my history of just how much I love either punk or tomboy girls, yeah, no, this is going to be very easy for me to hit. I mean, as soon as I started playing the game and Blonde Blazer shows up, I'm like, oh, so she's super cute. And then as soon as Invisigal came into play, I'm like, whoop, and we're moving on. And yes, even if Malevola was a dateable character in that game, I still would have gone Invisigal. It would have been painful, but I still would have gone that route.
Can I acknowledge
look-
that we have like 3 women as our top choice
Yeah,
for like
this is
And
our
they're all
taste in women.
non-white, essentially.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because, well, I mean, because I don't know how you guys think about it. Luna kind of does also look kind of Asian to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought she was.
Well,
They
I
don't
know
say
if,
it,
Are they
though.
really? That's because I mean, it's again a fictional world, so you don't really have like the full idea of it. But I always kind of just assumed that she was.
Yeah, I did too.
I don't know. Actually, let me quickly Google what is Invisigal, because she might just be like just someone with a bit of a tan to her.
Yeah. This is all of our taste in women right here.
I mean, yeah.
Adam's going to a punk show. I'm going for a glass of wine. Kaylan's being murdered.
Everyone's having a good time.
Everybody's having a great time. Can I see a
Yeah,
sword?
it doesn't really say anything, but it says she's from Cali, so she could be Latino or whatever else at that point too.
Yeah.
You never really know.
Never know.
But it is time for the most important award, not counting the top 3, the Gin and Chris Classic.
Yeah! I made an award.
This is
No,
your legacy,
you
sir.
Because
didn't
of
make
my
an
gaming
award.
problem.
Your backlog made an
Chris,
award.
This is your legacy. Nothing you
This is
do.
my legacy.
Yeah.
This is going on my tombstone. Here lies the Gin and Chris Classic. He
So
did not finish all
it
his
started
games.
as a running joke, but the Gin and Chris Classic is because obviously we don't always play games that just came out in the same year because, well, backlogs exist. Also, we also aren't made of money. We can't just buy games left and right all the time. So this award goes to the game that was not released in 2025. Anything from 2024 backwards could even be a freaking game from the 80s if that ever happens. But yeah, it's just the best game that you played that wasn't from this year. Last year, Kaylan gave it to Super Mario Brothers Wonder, Chris gave it to Dave the Diver, and I gave it to American Arcadia, which would have been Game of the Year the previous year had I played it 1 month sooner, but didn't happen. So, and not even for us, Indiana Jones doesn't even count this time either, so because we all played that last time. So, Kaylan, what's going to be your addition to the old classic?
So I'm going to put 2 because I feel like I've got a little caveat and I don't know if I can go with, like, if it qualifies. Also going to put an asterisk there just in case it doesn't pan out. But my first choice is going to be Metroid Dread. I started playing that early this year, or like early last month. Haven't had a chance to finish it. It is amazing so far. I am really liking it. So Metroid Dread is my Jin and Chris classic. Pending it, like, shitting the bed at, like, halfway through or whatever. If it does, the other one I was going to put is Metal Gear Solid 1. I've never played it before, right?
God, it's so far back. The backlog.
Hey, we don't discriminate how far back this goes.
No, we can never do that because I will be in trouble.
Yeah, so I'm exploring Metal Gear for the first time. Really, it's got its problems. I think that Metal Gear Solid 1 definitely needs a remake, in the same way that Metal Gear Solid Delta did. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool. I think seeing where Metal Gear went, it is the most grounded game that Kojima made.
It is.
That's so, like, wild. I think it's a tight game, interesting gameplay, like, cool story, but needs a bit of a. Adam, if you're not watching the video, Adam has just snuck in Snake into a Metroid Dread cover just to cover bases. Well done, Metroid, eh?
Wait, I need one more thing to add to it. Keep talking.
Okay, so that's where I'm going to go. So game that I finished, it's Metal Gear Solid 1. Any game that, if it's a game that, like, pending completion, is Metroid Dread. If Metroid Dread sticks the landing, I'm not going to include it for next year. It doesn't count, but for now, I'm putting it in there.
Yeah, those are both really good games. As one that I played a couple years ago and another one I played about 30 years ago. They are both very good. Yeah, I love Dread right up until the end. I don't think it'll drop off for you.
Perfect.
Yeah, unless you don't like difficulty, because obviously it gets harder. All right, so I have a backlog. I have lots to choose from for this
So much
award.
so we
It's almost like we named an award after it.
Believe it or not, I had hundreds of games to choose from. Plus, I bought games that weren't even from last year.
Pile.
I just had to add it to the pile. So originally, Adam was going to be really, 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 really happy with me because I finally played Metaphor ReFantazio last year. And that was in May because it was added to Game Pass. And the game was like $93 up until that moment. And I was just waiting. And it's still too expensive. I do want to buy it one day, but it's still too expensive. So I had that. And that was like holding it for months and months and months and months and months and months until early December, where another game jumped in. Yeah, Adam already knows what's happening. And I played Adam's Game of the Year. Was this your Game of the Year last year?
Yup.
And I played Until Then, which is just a story-driven visual novel-ish game. Like, it does have gameplay elements. You walk the character around. There's some mini games. There's mini games in there and stuff like that. But it is almost purely story, music, and art direction that this game is based on. Yeah, this game destroyed me mentally, physically, everything. It is so good, but will upset you at times because the story goes in a direction you don't love. But, like, it's still great storytelling. It brought man tears to my eyes. When I say man tears, it's where it's like a single tear drops down from the eye, and only you really know it was there in the first place. It's so good. This game, like, blew me away. And when it ended, I was so upset. I think it actually, like, I had dreams about it for, like, 2 days. Where, like, the characters, it just didn't end the way I wanted it to end, but, like, still good, but bittersweet and all that kind of stuff. Adam, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
No, not at all.
It is a heart. This game punches you in the heart repeatedly, where you never actually die. And you just survive the entire experience. I don't know how else to describe it. It's so good, but, like, be prepared when you do. If you ever play this, be prepared to just
Be prepared
feel
to have
everything.
a game to balance that out after.
Yes, I immediately after this, I don't remember what I went to, but I went to something like Sonic the Hedgehog. I was like, I need something just mind-numbingly just comforting right now. It was, yeah, this game hit hard, but it knocked Metaphor, which is a fantastic JRPG, which is my favorite genre.
Upset the Metaphor got kicked out, but given that it's Until Then, I can't be that upset.
No, yeah, like
you made this, you caused this, Adam.
Because ironically
honestly,
enough,
he did.
My number 1 just kicked out my number 2 from last year. So, oh no.
Yeah, it's true. And this was a game I didn't own last year. I bought it in the last summer sale because of Adam. After I had played Metaphor,
Am I
was
not
like,
such a
oh
great
yeah,
influence?
it's cheap. It was like $10 or something. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll play Adam's $10 visual novel game. It'll be a cute little game to play until I play something else. I did not know what was about to happen. I did not know.
That's not true. I did say.
You did, but I didn't believe it was that bad. And then I played it. I'm like, oh my god, Adam was right about all the emotional stuff. It hurts. Everything hurts now.
It was a 50-50 shot for most of the year because I mean, the Jin and Chris Classic was wrapped up since like March. It was going to be one of two games the entire time. It was either going to be Unicorn Overlord or what the eventual winner was, which the Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood, I should say.
Oh yeah, that one, yes.
Unicorn Overlord really would have won at any other point because it is just Fire Emblem with just so much more like it's like Fire Emblem meeting the Gambit system from Final Fantasy 12.
Oh,
it's so amazing. Good. Maybe that'll be another thing that Chris plays at some point and it gets kicked out by Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood next year. Who knows? But I said it in my initial review when I did talk about the Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood. When a game says that it has choices, most of the time it means it has choices until it's the end, and then you have two.
Expedition 33, looking at you.
There's no choices before that.
The Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood essentially is you have choices, and you have no idea which ones that you've done that have actually fucked with the world the most by the time the game ends. And when it actually comes back to either bite you or help you, you go, oh, fuck, it's because I did that. Oh, no.
I did stab her sister. Ah.
And for the writing to be very clever, the gameplay loop being chill, very much in the similar vein of like what Until Then is, because it's mostly just text. But the idea of little creative things like you being able to make your own tarot cards by messing with the images, almost like you're photoshopping your own stuff together. There's cool stuff like that in there. But the dialogue itself being as well written as it is, and then like I said, when it actually comes to roost at the very end, depending on what you decide to do with all the different characters, actually makes it mean something to the point that I have not seen any other game do at that level. So I was very impressed with that, and in the end, I ended up going with that over Unicorn Overlord, even though I think I enjoyed the overall gameplay loop of Unicorn Overlord more. I'm just left like, I cannot recommend Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood enough to anybody, even if it sounds like the kind of game that you're not into, because it's just one of those things that I'm like, I've never seen a game do it to this extent before, and I don't know if I ever will again either. So that was a no-brainer to me when I really had to think about it after a while.
Nice. Yeah, this is on my wish list. So you might be right about next year's Jin and Chris Classic.
Who knows? We'll see. I mean, there's already going to be like 200 other games next year that'll be part of that list with you. So
yeah, maybe I'll try and play a game from the 90s like Kaylan did for...
But anyways, actually, you know what? I'll make a good segue here before we get to our last award. Because you mentioned something from the 90s. Well, there's a good shot that could be me next year. Because we're going to be doing something new, or at least I'm going to be doing something new on the channel, every Saturday morning. I've been trying to figure out a way to stream something, and I've been trying to figure out what that looks like. So from Saturday mornings around 9:30 to 11, I will be streaming usually retro games. We're going to be doing a kind of like Saturday morning cartoon style, in the sense of it's just, us playing retro games that we grew up with as kids, as if it was us sitting downstairs in the basement next to a really crappy standard definition TV that you were scooched right up next to, and your parents told you repeatedly that you're going to burn out your eyes doing it. And Chris couldn't believe this when I said it, but the first game I've chosen to do is Super Metroid, and I've never played that game before once.
How have you not played Super Metroid?
Right? this is...
It's like saying I've never played Mario.
When I grew up playing Super Nintendo, I was all about Final Fantasy and JRPGs at the time, so I never thought about Metroid.
Yeah, but so was I. And it's not like I played Metroid the day it came out, but I still played it by like the year 2000 or
I'm
something.
also not like you and go, oh my god, look at all the games I never played, and then proceeds to add them to a list that never ends. I go, well, I never got around to it. I guess, if it comes to me, maybe I will, and if not, I won't worry about it.
So I played
2026.
I played the Super Metroid in around the SNES days. I didn't own it. I didn't have a friend who owned it, but like it was one of those ones that like I'd go to someone's house and they had it, so I played it, touch points here and there. And then when the SNES Classic came out, that's when I played it for the first time, and it's an amazing game.
I never owned the SNES Classic either, so that was
Honestly,
another reason why
really
I never got
good.
it. So
Yeah. I think I beat Super Metroid on the Wii the first time when they had the Wii Shop or whatever. I don't know, the virtual console.
Adam,
But
you're
yeah,
in
the
for a
plan
treat.
the plan is every Saturday morning to do those. I don't know if I'm going to be doing like the same game until I finish it kind of deal. It might just be that I play a different game each time, but
Why limit
it's
yourself?
something that I want to try out doing.
Yes, please play Super Metroid, please. Do it.
Now the only thing Adam needs is just like a big bowl of like sugary cereal beside him while he's playing video games Saturday morning.
Of course, yeah, now that I'm actually trying to be healthy, yeah, let's do that.
God, I love cereal so much.
I know, right?
We all know this. We did a whole episode.
I mean,
We did.
cereal is my choice. Like if someone said like I had to eat one food for the rest of my life, it's cereal.
Yeah. Does it have to be the same one?
I don't think it matters. Like I don't think so
think-
because like if I said sandwiches, like that wouldn't be like the one thing. I could eat like multiple sandwiches, right? So
Right.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I thought that was a nice segue to do instead of having to do the end of the show because it kind of worked out nicely. But yeah, look forward to that. I'll as soon as like we've put the show up on the air, or as soon as we've uploaded the show on YouTube, I'll end up loading up a link in YouTube for the stream on Saturday. So we'll do that then. But anyways, without further ado, it's time for the PixelPlay 3 of 2025. So last year, Kaylan's in order from 3 to 1 was Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom, Helldivers 2, and Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Chris was Balatro, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and Astrobot. And then mine it was the Holy Gosh Darn, and then Chris's runner-up in Jin and Chris Classic this year, Metaphor ReFantazio, and Until Then. So we're going to go in order from third and then work our way up.
I thought
So,
for a moment
Kaylan.
I was looking at him like I never played Until Then. Don't put words in my mouth. That was my number 3
Just make it. Yeah.
because I'm
Kalen's
dumb.
name,
I
yeah.
was reading this way.
But anyways, Kaylan, what is your number 3?
So my number 3 is Avowed. Talked about it, dark horse kind of game that came around. I was playing it and just kind of got sucked into it. I like the role-playing aspects, the choices, the map size is absolutely perfect, enough that you can go around and do side quests, but it doesn't feel cumbersome and overwhelming. I think that small, like doing 4 small maps is much better than doing like the one massive open world. This is my number 3, just so you know.
Yep, I know. I
Okay,
got
cool.
it.
Just confirming.
I got it.
But yeah, I liked it. I thought like didn't overstay its welcome. It was really well done. I liked it.
All right, Chris, what's yours?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This was a really tough year for me with choosing.
It was. I had
Yeah.
7, 10 out of 10s to go through this year.
Yeah, I had a lot, and there was, especially with third place. This is the one that really a lot were fighting for because there's a lot of good games. But I ended up all 3 of them. I pretty much went like, if I could go play 3 games right now from the year and keep playing them, what would it be? And the one that hit third place for me in that thinking was Ball Pit or Ball X Pit. I could
Loves the
pick it
game
up
so
right
much,
now.
think
still
it's
doesn't
Times
know what
Pit.
it's called.
Ball times
I don't know
Pit.
if you pronounce the X or not.
It's
Is it Ball Pit?
No, it's Ball times Pit.
Is it Ball times
yeah,
Pit?
you do division then multiplication.
No, I know how math works. I'm literally a math major. But like, do you say the X? Is it, or is
I
it just
say
like
Ball X Pit.
Yeah, okay, Ball X Pit. Because I've heard people say Ball Pit, and it's like, no, the X is just an image, and I'm like, ugh, I don't know. But yeah, Ball X Pit. It's just, it's so addicting. And even with Mega Bonk and all these other kind of like addicting kind of games, this is the one that I kind of just want to start from the beginning again because I finished it all. I've 100%ed it, and like now going in, there's no fun. But I kind of want to just like rebuy it. It's like $15 and go through the whole thing again. Like I just want to do it.
Yeah. Man, to put Hades 2 at 3 is such a crazy thing to me in retrospect because the amount of time I sunk into this game. And that's despite the fact that the game kept going out of its way to being like, I know you just want to get the ending now. I don't care. You're going to do another run. And I'm like, yeah, that's okay. I do actually kind of still enjoy doing this. So it's fine. Whatever. The fact that I put like so many hours into a game that was just essentially the same loop over and over and over again, I think it was like maybe 60 hours or so. man, like I don't know what I was missing by not playing the original one, and I probably will have to go back. Maybe that's my Jennifer's
It was my
Crossing
game.
next
It
year,
was
who
my game
knows?
of the year, like when it came out.
Yeah. So who knows? But yeah, I couldn't believe how much I missed out by not playing the original, and thank God that I got around to it this time around, because good Lord, I had way too much fun playing this game.
I'm gonna put it as like your homework to play the original, because this is on my like backlog for this year is to play Hades 2. So like I'd like you to play
same.
Hades 1 and like let's like compare notes when we get to this time next year.
I'm sure I'll get around to it at some point.
Yeah, Hades 1 is so good. Played it
All
on my
right.
Switch before the Steam Deck even existed.
Yeah, I'm gonna play this in my Portal.
Kaylan, what's your silver?
My number 2, we've talked about it, just it being pure adrenaline, fun gameplay straight into the veins. Doom Dark Ages. I mean, you can pick that game up and put it in and play it anytime you want, and you're not going to have a bad time.
Yeah,
Nope, not at all.
not at all. It's just pure adrenaline.
Yeah.
It's the music, too.
And like
it's just
all the weapons are good. Like like none of the weapons are cumbersome or annoying. The progression and level up is just amazing. Like it's just so good. And you get to fight in a giant mech suit now. Like
and ride a dragon,
right?
and you're
The dragon
Chainsaw
kind of sucks. The
Captain
dragon
America.
kind of sucks a little bit.
The dragon does kind of suck. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. I've done that part.
Yeah.
But you're Chainsaw Captain America. It's crazy.
Right? Like it's so good. Like, and I honestly
No,
well,
you're
like
heavy metal Kung Lao.
my
Or that.
weapon of choice. What like I was just out interviewing people on the street, and my microphone was a double like barrel shotgun. It was just great.
My favorite weapon's actually the shield in it. Like, I love the concept. If they had gotten rid of guns, which don't do that, it's a Doom game, but for any reason there was a level where you could only just kill people with the shield, and maybe they added a couple more mechanics to the shield. I would've
They
loved
just
that.
give you like a giant, like a mace.
They did do
Yeah.
that. Oh no, it was like a like. Yeah, didn't they give you a mace or the thing with the
Like
chain?
just only sort of melee stuff. Like
yeah.
just give you a giant
Yeah.
battle axe
See,
or something.
all I was doing is I was just going and shield bashing people and then just blowing them with a shotgun. It was great.
A level where you have dual shields, and you can throw them, and the chainsaws, and yeah, that's what I want.
Such a good game.
Doom, the Dark
All right,
Shield.
modders, get on it.
Modders, yeah. Actually, yeah, maybe they will. So my number 2 is one that completely shocked me. Was not expecting it. I knew I would like it. It's not like I bought this game thinking I wouldn't like it. But the fact that I loved this so much, Shinobi Art of Vengeance, like I think about this game all the time. It's so good. Oh my god. It's just like the perfect game. Like it's just where you play the game. It's a game. It's not all about the story, and it's not all that. It's like an old school game where like, yeah, there's a story. Yeah, there's music. Yeah, there's like obviously a chosen art style, but you only notice that at first until you start playing it, and then it's the gameplay that fully takes over your entire experience. This is one of those few games where, like, again, you can go back into levels and unlock stuff later. I did everything. I went in and did every level 100% because I didn't want to stop playing, which ends up unlocking like a super secret boss at the end and all this extra stuff. I 100%ed this game because I wanted to, not because I actually felt compelled like all the collectibles in The Last of Us or something. Like I genuinely wanted to find and do everything in this game because just the gameplay of doing so was so addicting and fun. So yeah, it hit number 2 for me.
Nice.
So it was a real tough decision through the last month or so after I played this game. Because I've always said the rule is if you can make me cry, you have a pretty good shot at being the number 1. And that was true for Goodnight Universe, but it didn't quite edge out the number 1, which I'll talk about shortly. But man, did it come close. Because a game that felt pretty innocuous about you just playing like the role of you're essentially just, it's first person baby simulator, and you're thinking, oh, this will be kind of adorable and wholesome, and then by the end of the game it'd be like, why are you guys trying to make me cry for the 3rd time? Stop.
Nope. Can't touch this.
I think you would like this game a lot.
I know I would. I've seen a little bit of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's real good. But Chris
Right,
has to play a Space for the Unbound first before he gets into another game that might make him cry.
I have a fun
Yeah.
little exercise. I'm just throwing it out there. I want us to each guess whatever game of the years are.
That's not fair. You guys know mine.
I was gonna say we know yours. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need to play this.
Oh, well, clearly, based off of Kaylan's, what he's done so far, it's clearly Mario Kart World.
The dark horse, the real dark horse.
I mean, I'm assuming it's Ghost of Yote.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I have to guess Kaylan's number one, I'm going Yote. I think.
Interesting.
No. Sorry, Assassin's Creed Shadows. You like
that's the
that
thing.
more
It's
than
one of
Yote.
the two. I just can't figure which one.
It is the year of the ninja here. 2025 market as the year of the samurai ninja, and yeah, I went back and forth as to which one was the better choice. But I think it ends up being Assassin's Creed Shadows. I think Ghost of Yote, while good, didn't deviate a lot from Tsushima, and I think that Tsushima is actually slightly better. It has a slightly better story. I think I like the combat better. I think Shadows is way more impressive in what they did in that you can play as either a samurai or a shinobi, and the characters are both really interesting. Both options are viable options, and I felt like Yote didn't quite commit to either one, whether you're a true samurai or a true ninja, and they both felt half-assed. Shadows both felt fully fleshed out, and both, like, you felt like a ninja. Like, you're crawling in the night, climbing anything, walking along rooftops, dropping down, stabbing someone, smoke bombing, getting out of there, diving in water, using a bamboo stick as a snorkel. Like, you felt like a true ninja there. And I think the world was, while empty, was really cool in how it used like the weather system and like the four seasons, and like the whole world would change, right? Like there was icicles, and like you could like use that to sort of instigate and like trigger people to do things. I thought the base clearing was really cool, and going into like the fortresses and trying to kill like the daimyos was really interesting. So for me, this is one of, if not, no, it's probably not the best Assassin's Creed, but this is probably, if not the best Assassin's Creed, then the second best one, only after Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is like such a return for Assassin's Creed in my opinion. This one, it's so good compared to so many of the Assassin's Creeds leading up to it. Like it's so good.
Yeah, and the characters are really good. Like both of them. Like I preferred Naue, but Yasuke was also really cool and interesting, and just an interesting perspective of having like a black samurai and everything. I know there's like the whole, everyone's like, oh, diversity and stuff. It was actually really cool, and like based on, if not a historical fact, like a historical legend, which I thought was really neat. So really cool that way.
Yeah, I thought that too.
And Chris, I'm guessing that you chose Balatro's Friends of Jimbo as Game of the Year for 2025.
I almost thought about making that joke. I have a better joke.
Can I? Can I choose that? I didn't know I could choose DLC for Balacho.
I mean, it worked for like Shadows of the Erd Tree. Why not?
Les Mis, yeah, it's totally.
I'm helping the friendship. Let's be real. This joke's actually more for me, because that's what I would have called me playing Expedition 33.
God, you really hated that ending. Yeah, no, for me it is Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. This game, and I'm very biased in this. It's my favorite genre. It's a return to turn-based that, yes, it has existed, but the thing is, the only JRPGs that have done turn-based and done it well have been anime or retro. There hasn't been that slightly more realistic or deep, more serious tone, like the Final Fantasy VIIs and stuff, Final Fantasy IXs and stuff. It still had its tropes, but, like we haven't had one of those since like 20 years. Where, yes, we've got Persona, we've got Trails, we've got Metaphor, and then, of course, we've got Sea of Stars, Chained Echoes, all that kind of stuff. But again, none of them hit in that same serious tone that I was really craving.
Well, that's because Square Enix doesn't know how to make a JRPG.
Square is, no. And I think that's why when people are like, this is the new Final Fantasy, to me, that's what I mean if I were to say that. This replaces Final Fantasy, not in the sense it's the best and only turn-based JRPG. This replaces Final Fantasy in the same tone and kind of ish, not same setting, but you know what I mean. Like the same
same graphic design.
Graphic design, slightly serious tone, and all that kind of stuff. But it hit in that. I love the Europe, like the French kind of music and architecture and all that kind of stuff. It's got the different voice actors in it, with like Andy Serkis and stuff like that. But of course, it's got my guy Ben Starr, who's like my favorite voice actor, like by far. I love that guy. But yeah, it's just like it's the perfect storm of all the things that I love in video games being put into one. Like, again, when I say like the French Tim Burton look of the game, like I actually mean that like lovingly, because I love Tim Burton films, and like while this didn't look necessarily like Tim Burton, it still hit in a similar fashion, where it's almost like a French take on it and stuff like that. Like this just hit so well for me in everything. Is it perfect? No, there's still some things I would change, but it's so close to perfect that yeah, this year nothing could touch it. Just nothing.
And you know, the only thing that was able to beat out a really well-crafted story was a game that just I couldn't understand why I liked it so much to begin with, and then B, couldn't understand why I couldn't stop playing it. And Blueprints just gets that in spades, where it's a game that the longer you play it, the more that you realize you're stuck with it and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Despite how bad you are at it, despite how much you think you understand it and you don't. It's a game that every time I thought about like, okay, what's going to be my game of the year this year? I'm like, well, Blueprints is going to be one of the is up there, and there's no question. It's a matter of can anybody touch it, and I think most of the year was that. And you know, I really did spend a lot of back and forth. You know, Keep Driving is really good to start with, but again, there's only so much that a roguelite that's about a road trip. It's more of a chill game. Like it's a 10 out of 10 chill game, but like there's only so far that can take you. Whereas, you know, Dispatch had a really good chance to come at the end, but it still is. Its gameplay loop isn't that great. It's more the visual novel story aspect of it that really kills it. And even same deal, Stories from Soul the Gun Dog, like really good visual novel, but there's not a whole lot of game to really like sink your teeth into. The only exception that I had to make clear of, and Chris, you might be wondering why I never brought it up, the Trails in the Sky remake, I didn't count because I don't feel that a remake that is pretty much a full recreation of the original, whereas, say, the Final Fantasy VII remake was kind of a complete retelling of it. I didn't feel comfortable giving Trails in the Sky any chance at an award because I felt like it would just be giving a Jin and Chris Classic Award a bunch of awards just because it got a nice fresh coat of paint. I probably would have put it as my number one had I not done that, but yeah. I wanted to give some newer stuff the chance to do that. So, yeah. And in the end, Blueprints was that shining example of a game that was an experience I'd never felt before and one that I will not soon forget.
Yeah. That's the same reason I didn't say Final Fantasy Tactics Remastered or whatever in any award. Like, it's not new.
I'm still kind of annoyed that one won for Best RPG because I'm like, but it's not a new game.
Yeah. It's not a new game, yeah. Yeah, I wanted to throw it as like number 3 in here or something like that, and it's like, no, it's not even a new game. So yeah, and Blueprint's amazing, addicting. It was my runner-up for 3, and Ball Pit won just out of the obsession of the gameplay loop. It beat it by like a hair.
And I mean, it's a great list that we've compiled all together because it pretty much encapsulates almost every single part of the gamosphere.
Yeah.
Really.
God, I love our award show. This is so much better than the Game Awards.
I am surprised that Dispatch got shunned from Adam as much as it did.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I tried really hard to find a spot for it, and every time I kept bringing it up, he'd be like, but this game was really good, and it just kept losing the coin toss.
It did get the coffee date.
It did. That was an important award for Courtney.
Yep.
And then, you know, Chris will come back next year when he plays it and goes, Adam, what's wrong with you?
Because I'm going to like somebody else in it?
No, it's because you're going to be like, why the hell was this not in your top 3?
Oh.
I will say, like, the one reason that I think would made it easy for me to be comfortable with keeping Dispatch out is because it's Telltale games again. So it's not like it was unique.
Fair.
Whereas the 3 games that I did put up there were very unique.
Very.
So that's kind of where my logic was. Like, I've played a game like Dispatch before.
Fair.
Yeah.
It's a really good version of those games, though. But anyways, that's our award show this year. But one last thing.
Yeah, I was about
Jeff
to do
Keighley hit it.
Yeah, I was going to do it. Except this one last thing.
And Gabe, thanks for the Half-Life 3 trailer and play.
God, imagine. Oh.
Sequel to Chrono Cross. Here we go.
Don't even tease it.
Fucking Xenogears remake.
We actually should have like planned this ahead of time, but we should have been like one more thing and just stopped the video right there.
No,
Yeah, we could-
you know what I should have done? I should have told nobody. And it would have been bad because obviously I would have been using AI to do this. But I would have tried to find some way to get AI to make a fake Splinter Cell trailer and play that.
Oh, that'd been so good. We could have met over the Christmas break and made like our own Half-Life 3 trailer with us as the actors
Oh my
and filming
god,
it.
that would be so bad.
And I would have had to make sure I would have put something weird in it to be like Chris Pratt as Sam Fisher.
Of course. And Chris Pratt as every other character.
We got my kid holding the camera.
Pedro Pascal's actually just randomly there. Like, how did he get there? Pedro, where'd you come from?
And I love now that I've got the template set up going forward that we now have a much more better visual representation for it. I fucking love these.
This has been
I'm so
great.
happy
You
to
did an
finally get
awesome
around
job
to doing
on
these.
Yeah. Beauty.
Makes us almost look professional.
Yeah.
Almost.
If you guys listen to this audio, this is an episode worth watching.
Yeah.
The video.
Just for me throwing a Les Miserables reference in there for Chris when he was going to put the French up for another gold medal.
They deserve it.
All right, folks. Well, we're kicking off 2026 in style. We'll probably have an episode next week when we're back again. Probably just go over like what our expectations for the year is going to be. Probably something along those lines. Like I said, just quickly, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Saturday, I'll be starting the Pixel AM streams. And then Friday side quest, Chris and I, it's just a good old game of 21 questions where I stress the fuck out of him as per usual because that's what I do when it's game time with Chris. That's a man who's been miserable. He must have just finished playing Clair Obscure.
Oh, for the love of God.
Or finished watching an AI trailer Splinter Cell. All right, I'm done torturing the rest of you. So you guys know the drill. Like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on any audio platforms or listening on any audio platforms, you understood what I was saying. If you can give us a rating, please do so. Otherwise, share with all your friends. Link tr.ee/PixelPlay Podcast. Link to our Discord. Link to our socials. All that jazz. We will see you as we hopefully continue what should be a fantastic year in 2026, and we start doing the previews for that next week. So take care wherever you may be, and bye-bye for now.